Hello, welcome to this GenZs podcast. I'm Simran and I'm a third year student at university. As part of my micro internship, I will be doing this podcast, which is an extension of my article on the Igbo people of Nigeria. I wanted to do this micro internship because I'm really interested in post-conflict communities and I wanted to learn more about their current situation and the challenges they face today. And I think it's especially important to learn about these issues because the number of refugees is expanding in the world. So, for my main topic, which was looking at a post-conflict community, I chose to look at the Igbo people of Nigeria. And I chose this topic because I honestly didn't know much about it before, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to learn some more about this really interesting topic. And I also really wanted to look at a country that had been colonised, because I think that's a really important dimension of a lot of conflict situations in the world today. And of course Nigeria was colonised by the British. So the title of my article is "How are the Igbo people of Nigeria recovering from the trauma of the Civil War and facing ongoing political tensions?" And one really interesting way that I think we can look at this question, which is separate from the way I looked at it in the article, was to look at the human needs that people have and see how the Igbo community in Nigeria is kind of how they're doing with these needs. So the 7 needs are safety and survival, understanding, connection and acceptance, contribution and participation, esteem, identity and significance, self-determination, freedom and justice, and finally self-actualization and self-transcendence. And I believe that addressing these needs in the Igbo community is crucial for their well-being and also for fostering long-term peace in Nigeria as a whole. So, for example, we could look at the first human need, which is safety and security. So the challenges that Igbo people are facing today do have a lot to do with safety. And one of the reasons for this is because the majority of the Igbo people of Nigeria live in the southeastern region. But unfortunately, over the past couple of years, this region has experienced increasing insecurity. And the main reason for this is because of criminal activity, such as banditry, kidnappings, and armed robbery, and the presence of militant groups, such as separatist militants. And this has made the region quite volatile in comparison to the rest of Nigeria. One way in which the Igbo community could address this could be to improve relations with the Nigerian state. This is because many Igbo people feel marginalised or even abandoned by the federal government, particularly when it comes to security issues. And a solution to this could be for the government to become less centralised. Another key human need is the acknowledgement of the Igbo history. And this is quite a contentious issue because many people believe that the Igbos suffered, that the intent of the Nigerian state during the Civil War was genocidal. However, there has been no official recognition or apology of this from the Nigerian government. And some say that this has prevented the Igbo people from overcoming the psychological scars that the Civil War left. Another way that the Igbo people could their situation could be improved is cultural preservation, and the Igbo community has made some significant strides with this. For example, their language was extremely discouraged from being spoken before the Civil War, but mostly through education, the language has experienced a revival, a very positive revival. And overall, there is a significant push within the Igbo community to preserve their heritage, particularly through educational initiatives, arts, and cultural events. And this is a key way that they can maintain their unique identity. Another human need is connection and social solidarity, a critical aspect of the Igbo people's human needs. One way in which this is developed today is through the diaspora. The Igbo diaspora is significant, with millions of Igbo people living in countries across the world. This has created global connection and mutual support, and the diaspora has allowed for economic advancement, for example, by sending money back to their relatives who still remain in Nigeria, and cultural exchange. Another aspect of the Igbo people's current need for connection is their community and kinship bonds, as the Igbo have traditionally placed a high value on family, kinship, and community. As they continue to recover from the Civil War and face ongoing challenges, the strength of these community bonds remains essential. Another critical human need is the need for identity and autonomy. This has been a challenge, particularly in the face of ongoing political marginalisation. As mentioned previously, for many Igbo people, there is a strong desire for greater political autonomy within the Nigerian Federation. And this has led to a pursuit of federalism in the southeastern region. There is also a desire to see an Igbo president, and there have already been high-ranking Igbo politicians, but there hasn't been an Igbo president for a while. Thus, there is a strong desire for equal representation and political equity. And as mentioned before, their need for identity has led to the cultural reclamation of the Igbo heritage, such as their traditional practices, language, and religion. Another key need, which ties into the safety and stability need, is for economic stability and opportunity. Unfortunately, one of the effects of the Civil War was that the Igbo people who fled, when they returned, their livelihoods had been destroyed. And to this day, many Igbo people have to face systemic barriers to economic opportunities, particularly in relation to access to government contracts, investment in infrastructure, and equitable distribution of national resources. And the younger generation of Igbo people face challenges related to unemployment and lack of opportunities, although this is more general across Nigeria. Thus, there is a strong desire for programs that promote education, skills development, and entrepreneurship to empower young people and give them the tools to succeed. So, as we can see, the Igbo people in Nigeria face a complex array of needs that reflect their unique historical experiences and socio-political situation. Overall, I would say that the Igbo people have come far in healing the wounds of the Civil War, but there are still many needs that need to be addressed, and this requires a multifaceted approach, which includes ensuring safety and security and recognising the community's historical trauma, as well as fostering solidarity within Nigeria and creating opportunities for economic and political empowerment. I would also say that it's essential to the Nigerian nation that there's an acknowledgement and affirmation of the Igbo people's identity and their aspirations for greater autonomy and political recognition. And without this, the Igbo people, there is a risk that the support for separatist militant groups could intense, which would only hinder advancements in peace processes. And if these needs are successfully addressed, it will mean that the Igbo people can continue to thrive and contribute to the broader Nigerian society, while also maintaining their distinct cultural and historical legacy. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed learning about the current situation of the Igbo people. Thank you.